Hi, my name is Hiroshi Senaratne,
I'm Jackie Bontigam.
and this is our project, the Blue Phone Project. So our goal was to find the best possible locations to place blue phones around three big and major College Station parks, which were Central Park, Wolf Pen Creek Park, and Veterans Park. So to start off, we did find LiDAR data for the city that could possibly help us on picking up the best possible locations for the blue phones, but it fell through because it was way too much data and we had limited time, and ArcGIS Pro that was recommended for us to use kept crashing. So we decided to go with a different approach where we went to the park and try to stand at a location and see if we can see at least one blue phone at this location from what we predicted. And after that, we also would see if these blue phones would be covered by trees or buildings, and then we started adding and deleting points from there. So we're doing this because we're trying to make the residents feel safer. Certain people like to go running at certain times of the day, and these times include late at night or early at morning when it's really dark and something bad could happen and their lives could be in danger. And they might not be able to get to a phone, but if they see a blue phone, they can call for help and possibly be saved. All the points we have shown here are theoretical because this is not a project that the City of College Station is currently planning on doing, so we're technically doing this for the public as of right now. So the data that we use, like I said, we got the LiDAR data from the City of College Station, but we didn't have any experience using LiDAR data ever, so we were very confused, and we only had one semester to do this project, and we didn't know what exactly we were doing, and our GIS Pro kept crashing, so we decided to go with a different approach. And in order to know where the parks are and what the extent of the parks were, we downloaded their parks layer and clipped the parks that we only needed.
After extracting the park's polygons from the LiDAR data, we used the following criteria that we set up ourselves after walking through the parks to put the points. Our criteria were along sidewalks and trails at the parks and not obstructing any grassy fields or other areas meant to hold events and activities such as buildings, picnic areas, the amphitheater and wolf pen, or sports fields. We considered high areas of recreational activities like the start and ending of trails as well as the parking lots in the parks, the distance to streets and other structures outside the park, such as buildings, highways, other where pedestrians usually walk, and we made sure that they are reasonably distanced each other, but this is up to the discretion of the team. So these are close-ups of each of the parks. This is Central Park up here, Wolf Pen Creek on the left, and then Veterans Park on the right. Each of these showcase the extent of the outline of the park shapefile and the points we manually put in using ArcMap. So our final results are we ended up creating a story map of where the blue phones should be. Well, theoretically, according to the criteria we set aside. This was not the original plan of this project. We had originally planned to use LiDAR data and create a 3D map for the blue phones just like used for the on-campus project. However, that fell through because the LiDAR data proved too massive and our computers could not handle it, nor were we very experienced with LiDAR. We instead utilized ArcMap to create points, to manually put points on a 2D map after going to the park, to each park and seeing where the best place would be and using other criteria such as listed in the previous slides. And we failed to use LiDAR data because it was just too much, and we realized that the parks are pretty much open fields and there weren't as much structures obstructing them. And this is what the full extent of our story map looks like.
So, like we've said before, this is all theoretical because the city is not planning on doing a project like this because this is a very huge project that would need a huge amount of money. So this is kind of a reference for them to use if they ever plan on doing something like this. So that's it.